comedy champions of Naga College Foundation here at MTV Peñaneva, Naga City. Knowledge of the viewers and our students, we are going to ask our fellow students about their opinion and knowledge about popular culture.
From BS Cream, I'm Josefa May Aruman, and what's your name, ate?
I am Gian Marilei Avellino, 19, from College of Criminal Justice Education.
So same tayong course, ate. Hi ate, pwede po nyo kaming tulungan for our interview in pop culture. Mag-ask lang po kami ng a few questions regarding po about pop culture. Okay lang po ba yan sa'yo? Okay, thank you po. Meron po kami question for regarding pop culture. Ito po is, how would you define pop culture and what do you think are the most noticeable characteristic of it?
And for me, pop culture is something trending. People, itong mga ginigibo kang mga, na-adapt agad siya kang mga tao kasi nga trending nga siya napapanahon, kinagigiliwan. Yun ang pop culture.
Thank you. Also, this is our second question. Can you share an example of a recent pop culture trend that caught your attention? And why do you think it became popular?
TikTok, I think. Yung
Yes.
mga TikTok
That's a
dance.
very good example.
Yeah. TikTok dance, how people wear their clothes nowadays. Yun din.
Okay, thank you. Another question is, in your opinion, does pop culture reflect social life values or does it shape them, and how?
Nakadepende siguro sa perspective kang tao.
Yes.
Nakadepende siya. Pero kung hilingan mo, we need to parang i-analyze man kung anong ginigibota para di man kita ma-judge kang society.
Thank you. Another one is, have you encountered a pop culture artifact that resonated with your personality? How did it relate to your identity or experience?
No, not really. Di pa ako nakakailing ng artifacts kasi di talaga ako pala. Sa bahay lang talaga ako.
So, hindi ka pa nakapunta sa museum?
Hindi pa sa museum, Araken. Hindi pa. Pero I love to go one day.
Sige. Do you think different generation have distinct perspective of pop culture? Have you observed this generation difference, if you have any?
Oo. May mga iba-iba kasing tao. So, mas gusto nila ito yung trending mo niyan. Sa ibang tao, daiman. So, nakadepende na lang talaga yun sa tao kung i-adapt nila si mga kinagigiliwan niya, si mga trending or die.
Thank you po.
Thank you
Nice
po.
meeting you po. Ako po si Josefa May Aruman from BS Cream 2S. Mag-interview po kami regarding about pop culture. Tapos, regarding po sa pop culture, ini po ang haputon ko sendo. Pero bago po yan, mapabista muna po ako. Si Zaika po.
Ako po si Altaya Evet Piber Sabal. Ako po si Daphne Gusgiza.
And from what course po kayo?
B.Ed po.
Yes. Okay, so, ang question po natin is, how would you define pop culture and what do you think is the most noticeable characteristics?
I think ang pinaka-most noticeable characteristic is yung TikTok.
Yes.
Because very trend siya ngunyan. Tapos dakulon mga influencer na nakakataon ng bagong idea sa mga kabataan.
Yes. For the second question is, can you share an example of a recent pop culture that caught your attention? Why do you think it become popular?
IG? Yeah. I think po Instagram or like yung sinabi po ni Althea is TikTok. Nowadays po parang wala na pong taong di gumagamit ng mga apps na sinabi po.
Yes, in social media
Yes
po.
po.
In your opinion, does pop culture reflect social values or does it shape them? How?
Yes. Yes po. Kasi nga, sinabi ko, nagre-reflect siya sa mga kabataan. Kumbaga ginagaya nila kung ano nakikita nila ngayon, mga ganyan. Or in short po, like it influences the activities or the beliefs of the students or the
Yes.
individuals.
Okay, have you encountered a pop culture artifact that resonated with
Not
your
yet.
personality?
Me personally, not yet po.
Sana, pero gusto niyo naman
Yes, we're open
connect.
po. We're
Yes. Last question po, do you think different generation have distinct perspective on pop culture? Have you observed this general difference? Do you have any?
I think po, we have diverse or different perspectives in terms of pop culture. especially we have different opinions and different stand about everything. So, I believe na may iba-iba po kayong thoughts about that.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Salamat po Maray sa pagdawag sa pag-interview. Thank you po. From BS Cream, we have a project here in one of our subject, and it's about interviewing about pop culture, and we're looking for people to interview. You're one of those people, and would you please introduce yourself so that in the video people will know who you are?
My name is Jimo Mumuni.
Jimomoni?
Yes. I'm also a student of NCF,
Yes.
Marketing Management, first year.
Yes.
I'm from Nigeria.
Wow, that's far away from home. So, I would like to ask some 5 questions about pop culture. Is that okay with you to ask?
Okay.
Okay, so the first question is, how would you define pop culture? And what do you think are the most noticeable characters? That's it.
As general opinion on everyone, you know, culture is the total way of life of people.
Yes.
And what was this? What is
Characters, what do you think is the defining
Culture?
thing? Yeah, of the culture.
We talk about the people's food,
Yes.
lifestyle,
Yes, that's it.
mode of dressing, greetings.
Yeah, because from where you come from, Nigeria, it's very different
Yes,
from
very
the food,
yes.
especially the food. You will be shocked, right?
Yes, very different.
And the way things are handled here is very different.
Yes.
So you were shocked when you came first. You came first here.
Yes, so that's just let me say yes.
Yes. Okay. The second one is, can you share an example of a recent pop culture trend that caught your attention? It can be from your country or this country, like a trend.
Okay. Let me just talk about greeting.
Yes, the greetings. Okay.
Okay. In Philippines,
Yes.
you know, take in Philippines from different angle. The Filipinos, when you want to greet an elderly person,
You say
place your hand
yes.
on their head
Yes,
just
that's
to
one.
receive bless.
And you
just
say
to be
po.
blessed.
Yes,
and
you
say
have to
po.
bless.
But in Nigeria, when you want to greet someone older than you,
Yes.
let's say with 10 years gap, or an elderly person, as a guy,
As a
a
guy.
male, you prostrate, then a female, you kneel down.
You have to kneel down like on
Yes.
the ground.
Yes, and they pray for you.
You have to bend very well.
Yes, you bend very
You
well.
see the back when you kneel down, the elders should see your back.
Yes.
So that's your way of showing respect. So it's very
Yes.
different.
Yes.
So you were shocked too when you found out regarding about that when it's respecting our people and our elders like that. When you have a different perspective on respecting the elders.
Yes.
So you were a bit amazed too like that.
I was just amazed because it was totally different.
Yes, totally
Greeting an
different.
elderly person in Nigeria like this,
Yes. You
to
don't do
me
that.
sound disrespectful
Yes.
to them at home, but here it totally respect.
Yes, thank you. Okay. In the third question, in your opinion, does pop culture reflect social values? Does it shape them? How?
Yes.
Really? How do you think it reflects us? Like what value in us change when we have different opinion about it?
Okay, when you talk about cultural values
Yes.
in the societal system,
Yes.
you know, when you are talking about culture, you're also talking about the norms,
Yes.
the norms that guides the culture.
Yes.
As a well brought up citizen of a
Yes.
particular country, of a particular culture, if you are respectful in your culture, you also respect others, like the way you interact with them.
The people.
Yes, with people, the way you interact with people will be totally different, and it will help shape a good environment, build a very good environment.
So it depends on the environment, on
Yes.
how you will
Depends-
act.
yes.
Okay, to the people.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, the next question is: have you encountered a pop culture artifact that resonated with your personality? How did it relate to your identity or any experience that you may have? Do you think, like, for example, have you been to a museum? Did something like an artifact, like, let's say, from Nigeria, something in a museum that is within your heritage, like that? Did it connect with you? Does it
Yes,
have?
like the Yoruba culture
Yes.
in Nigeria,
Yes.
where you talk about the Ogun, the Sokono.
How about the clothes? The one you mentioned before, clothing in Nigeria is very different. Remember?
Clothing in Nigeria
Yes.
is very different. You see, here in Philippines, you see a male dress. How do I describe a male dress when they are dressing? No, let me talk about the body.
The
In
body.
Philippines,
Yes.
tattoo is very common.
Yes, it's
Their
very
culture,
common.
then it's not just, you can't just see anyhow tattoo on their body. The
Oh.
elderly ones, you see, maybe it's a mark.
The mark,
Yes,
your elders have to see the marks.
a zigzag line, a zigzag tattoo on their body.
It's like a very indigenous tattoo, like it
Yes,
has meaning,
indigenous
different,
tattoo.
very meaningful tattoos.
Yes, it's not just tattoo
Just-
for fun, but
yeah.
it has meaning. to them.
Here in the Philippines, the tattoos here, it's either a picture of the family or anything of
Or
the thing
it-
that you want.
Or a picture of something religious.
Yes.
Like
So that's,
Bible
that's
verses.
that's very unique. So that's what you connect in with your culture, right?
Yes, and dressing.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so for the last question, do you think different generation have distinct perspective on pop culture? How do you observe this generation gap?
Generation. You know, now we talk about there are a lot of technologies.
Yes, that's
So
one.
the technology, the increase in the rate of technology is bringing about a decrease
Yes.
in culture.
Okay.
So you can't expect the way people practice culture in 1950, 1930,
Because it
1980
develops.
because it developed changes, all the changes
the
happen
time.
all the time, so it's totally different.
Okay. Okay, so that's the last question in our questionnaire. So thank you so much for participating in our project and nice meeting you. I learned about some of your culture and your opinions as a student here. Thank you so much.
Thank
nice
you.
meeting you. Pwede tayo ma-interview ate?
Yes po.
Regarding po sa interview po, ang haputon ko man lang po is about sa opinions po sa pop culture po. Yan man lang po. Bago po kita magpuon, papabistado ko muna po ang sarili ko po. Ako po si Josefa May Aroman from BS Cream 2S. Ikaw po ate, what's your name po ate?
Ako po si Jessica Lanyog, third year college from BS Cream.
Also, criminology ka din ako ate. Regarding po sa question, hindi po ang haputon ko po sa imo. How would you define pop culture and what do you think are its most suitable characteristics?
Para sa ko, siguro dahil sa TikTok saka YouTube. Kaya siya nagiging popular.
Okay, my second question is can you share an example of a recent pop culture trend that caught your attention? Do you think it became popular? How do you think it became popular po?
Siguro dahil sa sikat siya.
Sige,
Sikat, saka kadakol nagagamit. Like, sabi ko,
through the internet po, yan ang gusto mo pong sabihin. Okay, third question po is, in your opinion, does pop culture reflect social values? Does it shape them and how po?
siguro kaya siya nagiging value dahil kadakol itong parang kadakol.
Banwagon po, iyo si sinusunod tayo po nga si trending po.
Trending.
Next question is, have you ever encountered a pop culture artifact that resonated with your personality? How did it relate to your identity or experience?
Music. Siguro dahil bilang nakaka-relate ako sa mga music. Yan.
Last question is, do you think different generations have distinct perspective on pop culture? How have you observed these generational differences?
Siguro based on my observation sa old music, siguro dikit na lang ang nakaka-relate. Siguro ang mga nakaka-relate na lang itong mga gurang man yan. Ang mga sa mga generation dikit na lang mas gusto nila
Trending.
nagte-trending.
Okay.
Yan lang po.
Thank you so much po sa time and for interacting with us through this project of ours. Salamat po ulit. Thank you. Interview kuya for our project regarding pop culture po.
Okay po.
Thank you so much po. I'm from BSK. My name is Josefa May Roman. I'm a second year student. And regarding po about dito sa question answer, question natin po is magtatanong lang po kami ng opinions regarding sa pop culture po. Wait lang po. Number 1 po is, how would you define pop culture and what do you think are its most noticeable characteristics po?
Ano ba? So from what I know, pop culture means popular culture.
Yes
Popular
po.
culture. Siyempre, popular culture, ang main characteristic niyan is, of course, it has to have a significant impact on our culture or society.
Yes po.
For example, may very significant figures, mga taong sikat, or or events na nag-cause ng cultural shift in our society.
Wow, thank you po. For our second question is, can you share an example of a recent pop culture that caught your attention and how do you think it became popular?
For me recently, kasi I'm very politically involved.
Yes.
One of the biggest pop culture shifts that I've experienced recently is yung election.
Yes po.
Syempre yung kasi ako Lenny
Lenny, yes po,
Robredo.
same po din Lenny.
Lenny
Ay, okay,
Robredo. Yan.
alam nyo na.
Syempre. Tapos yan yung napakalaking cultural icon is si Lenny Robredo. Syempre tayong mga Pilipino, tayong mga Lenny supporters, tayo
Powerful figure natin po siya, very powerful person.
Kumbaga, si Lenny yung yung pioneering force para magkaroon ng cultural shift sa Pilipinas, sa ating mga youth. And
Yes.
so para sa akin, yung election yung one of the most significant recent events of pop culture in the Philippines.
Yes, wow, thank you kuya. Next question is, in your opinion, does pop culture reflect social values or does it shape them? How?
For me, it goes both ways, pero para sa akin, ano yung pangalawang it shapes?
Does it shape them po? And how?
Yung una.
Does pop culture reflect social values?
Pero para sa akin, it more of reflects.
Yes.
Kasi para sa akin, yung pop culture is an ongoing theme. Hindi siya mako-consider as pop culture if hindi siya nangyari. So, yung pop culture is what happened. So, it's a reflection of what happened, of what we did, kung ano ba yung mga big significant changes in our society, kung ano yung mga shifts na nangyari sa culture.
Wow.
Para sa akin, siya, more on reflection,
Yes.
more than shaping the society.
Yes, I like that answer, kuya. Have you ever encountered a pop culture artifact that resonated with your personality? And how did it relate to your identity or any experience?
I'm also big on music kasi.
Yes.
So, yung I love going to concerts, mga events na mayroong mga musicians na nagpe-play. So, para sa akin, ang dami kong pop culture icons na musicians.
So you connect with them?
Na musicians and as well as artists. So, I go to museums, events, curated
Wow.
events na rin para rin ma-enrich yung mind and soul ko.
Very outgoing person ka, kuya.
Yes.
You have very lots of knowledge regarding sa pop culture. So, next question is, do you think different generation have distinct perspective on pop culture and how have you observed this generation difference?
Of course, syempre, sabihin natin, dekada 80, ang mga pop culture sa Pilipinas nun, sila Nora Honor, sila, tapos 90s, sila Ann Curtis. Mainly focusing on entertainment pop culture lang. Tapos 2000s, 2000s sila Catherine Bernardo, mga ganyan. Para sa akin kasi, ang biggest significant change between, for example, our culture and the younger cultures, mga junior high and senior high school, is masyadong maiksi yung attention span on different pop culture things. Kumbaga, ang daming mga micro trends, mga sabihin natin trends na 1 or 2 months lang tapos move on na agad. Tayo kasing, for example, tayo in the older generations, mas fixated tayo sa big cultural events. Kunyari, di ba, if napansin mo, sila Catherine, ang tagal ng reign nila as the reigning figure sa mga teenagers. Kumbaga ngayon, ang dali makamove on ng younger generations.
Yung sa mga mga TV show, sa mga movies nila, di kasi na-imprint natin sa mind natin yung character sa birang actress nila. Okay, so that's our last question po, kuya. Thank you so much. You have very good views and opinions regarding sa pop culture. Very so proud and like ko yun, kuya, answer mo. Thank you so much po.
And good luck po sa research.
Thank you po.